Hello, my name is Anthony Chalai, and I'm doing my first presentation for the first reading of our class. And my section is on doctrinal developments in the early church. So, to begin, Nicaea 1, the first Council of Nicaea, the first ecumenical council ever called by the Catholic Church, was called in Nicaea to address the issue of Christ's divinity versus his humanity. Um, there were issues regarding Christ couldn't be fully human, obviously, and he couldn't be fully divine because then he doesn't have a human will and wouldn't know what it's like to suffer as we did, which is a big postulate of Christianity because Christ suffered on the cross. And Ephesius was the first to believe that Christ's divinity and his humanity were not separate. They worked in perfect harmony and they were basically one nature under the same person. This belief is somewhat not really accepted and pertinent to the more modern interpretation. We prefer the interpretation of the Council of Chalcedon, which asserted, and was after Nicaea 1, it asserted that Christ had one person, one physical form, but two natures under that one physical form, a divine and a human nature. There was a whole debate about this where a lot of the church accepted that Christ had one person, but really there was a divide between whether he was two natures or one nature, solely divine or both divine and human. Um, the one nature interpretation was attributed to Cyril. But we now accept that he has two natures that work perfectly in harmony in one person. Um, Nicaea 2 was called much later than Nicaea 1, approximately 400 years after, and it really asserted to Christians that the acceptance and the accepted use of icons for holy figures that we would still venerate otherwise. Um, Beforehand, the use of figures started to wane, and it wasn't very popular. It was considered heretical in the church. Um, this kind of flared tensions between Eastern and Western Christians, which really made the Eastern Christians a little upset and a little slow, as a euphemism, to accept the authority of the papacy. And what really didn't help the papacy's case is at the time there was also an internal power struggle that actually led to the murder of 9 popes. But all of this made Christianity, Catholicism, what it is today.